guys, this is jbpiggies. Today I have some very exciting news. And when I open this door, you will see the exciting news and I want you to guess. Yes, I have made a C&C cage for Jasper. It just is more spacious for him and so we can run around and play. Now, I know I said I would do a C&C cage a year ago, but then I didn't really have the time and money to do one. I thought, well, Bieber has passed on, and I was going to do a C&C cage for both of them, and I feel really bad, so I kind of did it in memory of Bieber. I'll show you the top first. This was actually the old cage top from the old cage. So this is the old cage's bottom, and it's very gross and it smells and I'm throwing it away, but I just haven't got around. I'm just having it there for now. When I first got the boys, I didn't know that I had to kind of wash the bottom, and over time it just got really gross. So now I have this bottom made out of chloroplast or corrugated plastic or Corex, whatever you call it. Now I know to actually clean the bottom whenever I need to clean the cage out. So up in the upper cage, I have this little guy. He's just tied on by a string that was attached to his head. He's like a carnival toy, but he is some type of small pet. I don't know if it's a rat or a guinea pig. It's just kind of cute to have it hanging there, so when he walks up his ramp or if he's just up here, he can just kind of, it's just kind of for decoration. This bell on the door has actually been here for like ever. It's from their old treat kebab that got rotten and rusty, so I just decided to take the bell off of it and just have it in the doorway. Now, as you can see, the corrugated plastic or chloroplast is actually covering the door, so when I open it, there's not much room for anything to really get through. Jasper just fits through, but you can see all the access that should be there, like all the extra room that should be there. Now, that is the downside of using an old cage top to put chloroplast in, but it's like there's still a top one that I can get stuff through, so it's not that big of a deal. If there's just something small, like this bowl of veggies I have for him, it'll just come through perfectly fine. Now for this, I actually bought this yesterday, well, last night, and as you can see, there's not much up here, so I thought of just buying a little tiny hanging toy just for a little fun and maybe for him to nibble on. Now, it's actually a bird toy, but I think it works great for a guinea pig cage if you have like a low roof or something to hang it off of, because this really does work because this is just wood, then they can chew on it, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you want to, you could hop through it, play with it. I mean, it's not even a big deal. It doesn't really need to be meant for birds. It's guinea pig cages, actually. Now, if you like this and you want to get something just like it, the best brand for bird toys or guinea pig toys that I think that I actually have in my area is Living World Jungle Wood. That's what this is, but Living World is actually really good. It's all natural. It's a good brand for toys. As you can see, it says bird toy, but it does very much do its job for a guinea pig cage or a rat cage. For rats, it would actually be really nice because rats like to climb on things, and that would be really nice because they could just climb all over that, just like a bird does. So yeah, and over here, he just has his little pigaloo, and right now he's in it. He likes to bring a veggie in his mouth and run it over to his pigaloo and just eat it in there. I don't know why. But anyway, over here, I cut out a square, and that's just for like a hole, just so their ramp could go down. There's like a better view of it. Yeah, just around, as you can see. And then down here is just the ramp. The ramp is made out of, this was an old shoe rack I had, and what I did was I put chloroplast under it so he wouldn't like fall through these holes, and so he can still climb up a bit. This is sort of a better view. Right there we have, I folded chloroplast up and I zap strapped it, or zip tied, or whatever you want to call it. It just goes up, and then I just scored it here again and it bent down. Moving over from the ramp, this is the really exciting part. This is the actual C&C cage I said I would do a year ago. Let's get a better view of that. Okay, so you might have thought this was an obvious thing that you saw, but these are actually too big. It's supposed to be no bigger than 1.5 each square, like 1.5 and 1.5. Each square on mine is actually 2 inches though, not 1.5. So I really did think this was very dangerous because it is, but these cubes were just such a great deal, I had to buy them. I know with my creativity, I could think of something to make it not as dangerous. It was $3 for 5 of these big panels, and I thought it was an amazing deal. For 5 panels, $3. It was at the dollar store, so you might be thinking, oh, it was a really cheap brand. But no, it was actually the same brand as it would have been at Target. I'm guessing they were in a dollar store because these were too big for like practically holding anything. As you may see, what I've done is I've actually looped wire. This is the starting of a panel. I wound wire through, I put it through, I looped it once, then I looped it once, I looped it once, I looped it once, I looped it once, and then at the end I just wound it around again to make it more secure. At the top I didn't do it because there's no way of him getting out. So I did this all the way around. It actually took me a long time, but I mean, it's for the safety of my guinea pig. So yeah, when you get down the ramp, there's area all around here, and I actually had to put a square right here to keep the top level from sagging down, squishing or breaking him. No, squishing him or breaking the actual bottom floor. The same thing in here. You might not be able to see, but I put wire, you might be able to see right here, put wire through about every single one so we can't get through. Me showing you that, you might be able to see this excess wire right here. This is the opening to the bottom floor because I thought that I could have the one that's holding the upper level up right here and open it, but that actually needed to hold the upper level, and the upper level comes over more, so this cube wouldn't be able to go up. Mom was really scared for the safety of him getting out, and I'm like, Mom, he can't get out. But Mom still insisted on me putting something there. So with me putting wire here, it just kind of prevents him from getting out in a way that he won't want to come up here because there's wire here and he doesn't think he can get out, or he's scared of the wire. He won't really want to get out if there's wire here and here. But also, if I need to get him out or anything, all I do is I push this wire back and I push this wire back. And there's actually a big gap right here. Like opening and closing a door, I guess you could say. You just kind of push these out. And then you got it. If you're making a C&C cage and your each little square is too big too, and that's the only panels or cubes you can find, this is actually craft wire. I'll tell you where I got it. I only needed 1 roll of it. I bought 2, but I didn't even finish 1. The roll looks like this, and it is Elmer's craft wire. Now this was $5 for 1 roll. I actually bought 2, even though I actually didn't even end up using a full one. But that's just what I like to do. I like to buy an extra one just in case I use one out. I'll show you again. It's Elmer's craft wire. It's 22.9 meters, which is 75 feet. I want a thicker gauge I think that's how you say it. If you want a thicker gauge, which is the actual circumference or how thick the wire is, do not suggest you getting this one. It only comes in the 24 gauge. Definitely double up, like put 2 or 3 wire strands together. You'd obviously have to buy more or use more, but that could also happen. Now moving into the cage. On this divider, as my mom called it, I have another bird toy. Pretty sure this is from Living World 2, but I got it a long time ago, so I don't really remember. I can't really tell you where this one's from because I just got it from a local pet store. Like, there's no chains of the pet store, it's just one pet store. But I'm pretty sure it's Living World, so you can probably get it at any local store or maybe even a local pet store. Over to the left of this, we have the ramp, and honestly, sawdust gets stuck in it all the time. That's a downside that I didn't really think through, but I mean, what can you do? So moving behind it, Jasper loves to just be under there because he just loves being under things. I'm sure most guinea pigs do. They like to hide, they like to be able to be under something, but also be able to see what's out. There's nothing behind there, but it's just kind of like a walking way to get over to the right side, which I'll just show you. Now over here, that is his hay bin. Obviously needs to be filled. I will do that in a few minutes. He's not even down here anyway, so I don't need to do that right now. Over here is just his bin feeder. It feeds up to 5 days, and he kicks sawdust in it all the time. As I said, it feeds up to 5 days, so if I leave, it feeds up to 5 days, so that's all right. And it's just less feeding him, you know? This bin feeder is super pet. The back here just opens up for easy access to pour food in. The food I use is actually really, really nice, and he loves it. I use Harrington's Optimum Guinea Pig Food. Down here it says made in North Yorkshire. In the UK, they love guinea pigs, I'm guessing because a lot of people have them. So it is really optimum guinea pig food. Up here it just says a bunch of points that make it so amazing. Now this bag is $9 a bag, but you actually get a decent size. You don't get it all the way up to here. You get it like about to here. Or maybe it's not really a decent size, but it totally is worth it. It'll be something you want to invest in, but is definitely some good food. Usually, but not always, the most expensive guinea pig food is actually the most deluxe, the most best for your guinea pig's diet. So you may want to get that, you may not. You may be on a low budget. I don't know, but you should get something that's good for them, in either expensive or cheap. Now this is my food bin. It actually is empty now. It's like right here. So that's why I bought a new bag last night when I went to Walmart to get all my food supplies. And yes, this is at Walmart. So if you don't have a Walmart where you are, then it might be somewhere else. I don't know where to look, but it might be somewhere else. But it is $9. I do not know what that is in different type of money. I don't know, but it is $9. So yeah, that's the food I use for Jasper, and he loves it. And I just feel better giving him this food than just normal pellets, because you don't really know where the pellets come from. Because I used to get this bag, this big plastic bag of food pellets, and all it said on it was food pellets in Sharpie, and then it said the price in Sharpie, and it was kind of sketchy. So now I actually get a good brand, and the dark brown pellets that are kind of rounded on the edges are actually pretty good, because most brands that have pellets that look like that are good for your guinea pig's health. My rambling on, let's get back to the cage. I just wanted to first show you what the pellets look like. They are like a dark brown. They kind of look like guinea pig poop, I guess you could say. But yeah, they kind of just feel like you're holding crumbs or something. But he loves it, and I love giving it to him. Now coming over here, we have his water bottle. This water bottle is super pet, as well as the bin feeder. And right here you can just see it's super pet. It holds 32 ounces of water. Now this is a pretty big bottle. Like, I can't fit my hand around it. It's pretty big in circumference. This lasts him about 2 or 3 days before it starts to get dirty. I usually change this water bottle 2 to 3 days. This water bottle I actually just filled. I was gonna put in his cage, but it does have to be cleaned and washed and filled once a day. So it's not really as good as the Super Pet one. Brand is Super Pet 2. Or maybe it's Living World. I don't remember. It comes with a little attachment to attach to the cage like that. With a little ducky, but I find that the little duckies that show you where the water level is get a little mucky, so I don't really use them. I mean, they're a good indicator, but I can kind of see where the water level is without it, and it just kind of makes it more, like, practically attaches all the bacteria and food that the guinea pig spits up onto it, so it's very, very dirty, and you have to wash it very well after. So my personal preference, I don't use those, but you can use it if you want, if you make sure that it's washed fine after. That's the water bottle I use for him. Now I actually used to put both the water bottles in when I had Bieber living in the cage above here with the purple bottom. I used to have him both of these water bottles, but they really actually did prefer this one too because the ball on it is actually different. The ball actually goes up, as the other one just has a spring, so it stays in that spot and you have to kind of push your tongue to get the water out. So I actually like this one better. The funny thing is this was actually less expensive than the other one, so it was kind of crazy. And like all that happened was my I actually went and bought this one day because we were going to be leaving for a few days and we didn't want them to go without water, so he was going to go buy another water bottle. And he just brought this one home. I'm like, this is big. And he's like, yeah. And they ended up liking this one more. Like when we got back, the other water bottle was full and this one was empty. So I'm pretty sure they did not drink out of the other one. They liked this one way too much. And if you're making a C&C cage, I really do suggest you using zip ties. I just used it wherever it was needed. I obviously used it to attach the top of the cage, like the top level to the bottom level, so it wouldn't slide around. Because if it slid around, that hole over there that's for the ramp wouldn't be able to, like, he wouldn't be able to get up and down because it was shifted or anything. And near my water bottle, I don't know if you can see, but right there, the cage actually is a little bit longer than the bottom level. But it's only about 3 inches longer, so it's not that bad. He's sitting in his dome over on this side and it's not flipping over, and I know it won't because he's not like a 600 pounds, so yeah. So that is the cage tour. It was kind of more than a tour, it's kind of ramble, but yeah, that was the cage tour overall. But if you have a big enough cage to hold one of these and it wouldn't be cluttered, I really do suggest you getting a little fun toy for them to just even tangle with. Like, not to get tangled in, but just like tangle around in it, jump through it, chew on it. It's good for their teeth. Yeah, I just really suggest you getting one of these if your cage is big enough. If your cage is too small, it will be cluttered. I really do not suggest this because they won't even want to play with this. They'll have to pass by it just to get around the cage and they won't like it. So I hope you really enjoyed and I will see you later with my next video. I think soon I will make new videos and update you since I've got a new cage. With the old cage, I was just like, blah. I just didn't want to make any videos because it was a disgusting cage. It was too small. For one guinea pig, I don't think that type of cage is too small. It's just the bottom was just disgusting. So with this new cage, I think I'm going to do a lot more videos so you guys can be expecting more. Now I have to go refill his hay, so I will see you guys soon with a update of videos, maybe a haul. I don't know, but see you guys later. Bye.